What's up, good people? What's up, Kevin? Uncle Stu said I can't wait for this. Jada LaRue, I'm about to piss somebody off. I'm about to piss him off with this one. Miss Carolyn, K. Cole in the building. Oh yeah, this gonna be good. This gonna be good. This gonna be good. Get about another minute. Matter of fact, let me go grab something real quick. Lonnie, I tagged you and asked you, are you bringing people on? Not on this one. Not on this one. Not on this one. This gonna be enough heat right here. I might do a panel after this. I don't know. We'll see. I see. Breezy. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Right back. Okay, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Okay. First of all, let me get this out the way. Shout out to the Tough Love family, everybody that will be pulling up, that's gonna catch the replay. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be very interesting. I think it's a lot of people in here that's coming to view this. You need to hear this perspective because I think this is going to help a lot of people moving forward. This is for Chay Means, Tommy Sotomayor, Kwame Brown, Tasha K, Yusuf, and everybody kind of sort fresh and fit. Everybody kind of sort of all parties involved. That means the people that were interviewees and the interviewers. I'm gonna give you guys a heads up on some things. Let me get my air right. Y'all know my air sometimes. Sometimes my heat be on. It be, you know what I'm saying, it be already hot. You know, let me get my air right. Hold on. You know, you let your daughter take your truck and she just come back. It should be okay. All right, so I was going to eat this, but I'm going to wait. The people that are interviewing Chay Means are not doing her no favors. Let me say this again. Let me be a little bit slow. Let me say a little bit. I'm about to piss somebody off. The people that are interviewing the Chay Means, the female that was involved in the scuffle with Tommy Sotomayor, they are not doing her no favors. I don't know what lawyer. Once this thing goes to litigation, once charges have been set against someone, your accuser, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I personally don't know no lawyer that would say continue to do interviews. Now, I've watched 3 different interviews. All 3 of them with Chay Means, her story has changed, depending on the interviewer and depending on the questions that have been asked. Now, here's the issue. The issue is Chay Means, no disrespect to you, young lady. No disrespect. Okay, this is the problem. What you did was not standing up for black women everywhere. In America, in Chicago, in Florida, it was because of what you wanted to do. Let's putting this off on like what she did was so heroic. What she did was, oh my God, she stood up for us all. No, she did not. No, she did not. We need to stop acting as if what she did was heroic. Let me get this out the way. Let me get the disclaimer out the way. There is a zero tolerance for men putting their hands on females. There is also a zero tolerance for females putting their hands on males. Trolls, did you get that? Let's get that out the way right now. Let's get it out the way right now. Every platform that Chay Means has done an interview, nobody held her responsible for anything. Let me let that sink in real quick. Take this one. This is gonna be a hard one. This is gonna be a hard one. Zero accountability at no point in time. I'm gonna break down some things, right? Let's go. I'm gonna break down some things because I don't understand why her legal defense team, if it's a team or if it's just one person. First of all, y'all know, I have an affinity for Tasha K in reference to how she does certain interviews. I think that she broke some legitimate stories. However, Tasha K should not be the one involved with interviewing anyone right now, especially something like this. Here's why. Tasha K, you talked about the man child support. You talked about what the man's been doing for years, and you hyped that girl up because she put her hands on Tommy Sotomayor. Now, there was already a situation between you and Cardi B where now there is a settlement of over $4 million that's owed. Me personally, I would be done with the drama. If it was $500,000, I would be done with the drama. However, I get it. This is kind of like what you do. But this is the problem with interviewers that I see. A lot of these interviewers are doing these interviews, one, of course, for clicks and views, and two, they have malice in their heart. It's not about the interviewer at all. And I see a lot of people who are alleged victims of things. They go on these talk shows or they go on these platforms and channels where people are like, yeah, come over here and tell your story. Come over here and tell your interviewing such and such, and they don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you. YouTube justice, right, is not legal justice. Let me say this again for the people in the back. Shut up and react. What's up? I'm gonna have to check that out. Shut up and react. The Jessica X thing I saw in the Tasha K chat room saying something. But let me do my thing. Let me do my thing. YouTube justice. No matter how many people platforms you go on, no matter how many people applaud you and cheer and call you this and call you that, don't mean that you're gonna win in a court. And the problem is that we as black people are the worst stewards of this. We are the worst stewards of this. This is the reason why when we go into courtrooms, right? A few of us, not all of us, we are shell-shocked. Because that is where we're going to be held accountable. That is where the details matter. It's not about how subscribers you got. It's not about who co-signing. It's not about who gaslighting. It's not about who simping. It's now the details matter. Every platform she's been on to interview, the details did not matter because those people had a hatred or malice towards Tommy Sotomayor. I'm about to piss somebody off. They didn't give a shit about you, Chay. They didn't care about you. They wanted the story. They wanted the story. And here's the thing. I'm not going to knock them for wanting the story. I'm knocking them for not being fair and impartial. They held you to zero standard. There was a woman that came on Tasha Live today and asked Chay, well, why do you feel like, as a woman, you could put your hand on a man? Tasha K said, oh, Chay, I got this. Whose side you on, sister? What? We on the side of right. We on the side of right. If you put your hands on somebody, expect consequences. If you put your hand on somebody else, male, female, transgender, black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, fat, skinny, short, tall, credit score 800, credit score 400, expect some consequences. And the fact that these people sit back and they interview you with a straight face and act like whatever you did, we don't want to talk about what you did because we want to talk about Tommy's character. Bro, listen, you're encouraging men and women to be violent towards other people. That's what you're doing. Sorry, nothing glorious about your interview. Sorry, right? A lot of gaslighting, a lot of you right, and you did this for black women, and yeah, you should have hit them, and it's a lot of comparison about Tommy Sotomayor versus Tariq Nasheed and what happened in New York. Let me ask you guys a question. How many people right now today are the same people they were 2, 3, 4, and 5 years ago? Don't worry, I'm awake. This ain't listen. I'm talking about real logic, real common sense right now. How many people were the same people Some of y'all was in bad relationships. Some of y'all got evicted, fired. Some of y'all done lost kids and lost weight, all types of shit. So not the same person. So the comparison of when a man 5 years ago, 3 years ago, came into your vicinity and you ain't beat him down, I don't see the comparison. I don't see the comparison. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see the comparison, but that's how you know the type of people, the type of character these people are. I want to talk about Tariq Nasheed. I want to talk about what happened in New York. Here's my thought process. If I'm out of town and I go to an event where I'm not really expecting no smoke or whatever case be, and somebody hit me in the back of the head, I'm just being real. I'm just being real, right? Somebody hit me in the back of the head and I'm outnumbered 6-1. I'm going to be upset, but I'm going to be cautious because I don't know what the hell is going on. But it's so funny to me how logic and common sense is out the window because we don't like a person. We still can't be fair with the person. And I think that's sad as hell because it's like, I've seen all these different statements, but nobody is saying really what happened. Nobody's saying really what's happening. Ricky, what's up, Ricky? Everybody cares more about, let me talk about what happened 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 1 year ago, but nobody wants to talk about this instance. When you go to court, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to court, they're not going to be talking about Tariq Nasheed. They're not going to be talking about child support. They're not going to be talking about what happened in New York. They're with the facts. So here's the thing. If you're going to interview somebody, interview them based on the facts and the current events. You could have been getting your ass kicked all through grade school, but ain't nobody mess with you in college. You could have been getting your ass kicked all through high school, but nobody mess with you after you done grew up. So all of the things that you guys are bringing up, acting like, yeah, this is winning me some type of points. It's not, because it makes you look like a biased interviewer. You guys are setting Chay up for failure when she gets into court. She changed her story on every single platform that she interviewed on. She changed her story on every single platform that she went on. And it's people in it's a lot of people in the comments saying, that ain't the story you just told, and that ain't this and that ain't that. Because, of course, before I wanted to speak on it, I said, well, let me see. I don't really even watch this person, but let me just go ahead and sit and listen. Bias as hell. Bias as hell. You held her to zero ability. Let me explain something real quick. Miss Lady, I seen you in Tasha K thing too. Let me read what you just said. She says, they will talk about his history of threatening women, which could have made her feel threatened. So here's the thought process. I'm glad you just said that. So this is how I break that down, right? Right? She could have left the show. If she felt threatened, right? She could have left the show. She didn't even have to sit down. It was more important for her to be on the show than her own personal safety. This is why what you're saying, I got to push back a little bit. It was more important for, once they said, okay, all the seats in here, I want you to sit right next to Tommy Sotomayor. You know that you got an issue with Tommy Sotomayor. You kept saying, well, I unfollowed him and I wasn't answering his text messages. So why all of a sudden would you sit by him? And then here's the problem with that. This is the problem, right? The problem is you sat down by him and you act like you was buddy-buddy with him. You show no signs of having an issue with Sotomayor. You show no signs of ignoring his texts. You show no sign that there was an issue about black women and saying something about black women until the end of the show. So is fame more important than your physical safety? Y'all don't want me to interview her. Y'all don't want me to interview her. Is fame more important than your physical safety? Because here's the thought process. She said, well, I seen him before the show, so you knew that he was there. That's one. Because you keep on saying, I didn't even know he was going to be there. Okay, cool. You didn't know when you were driving and arriving there that he was going to be on the show. Cool. Once you got there, you knew he was there. So if you had anything to ask him about, black women and why he does what he does, why not ask him before the show starts? To me, this was all a ploy for clout. It didn't have anything to do with the standing up for black women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And another thing, Tommy Sotomayor flew you and your friend out. This is the problem that you're going to have in court, Chay. This is the problem that you're going to have in court. You said that you charging men $5,000 plus, right? In reference to your vagina, right? $5K for your vagina. It's odd that somebody got paid $2,500. What's 2,500 plus 2,500? Hold on, Lonnie. Let me work this. We love. Hey, listen. It is black love. It's people love. But I really want to have a conversation, because all the conversation I hear, it's all about child support, Tariq Nasheed, what happened in New York, and then other things that's happening, and it's not about the actual situation. When you go to court, it's going to be about the actual situation, because it's just confusing to me. But my thought process is, you know what's so funny? It's funny how you can put a price tag on your vagina. I know she didn't sleep with him. Nobody said she slept with him. Nobody said she slept with him. She said, and here's the thought process. She said herself, she said Tommy Sotomayor said he wants her to come on the show for the OnlyFans, and he wants to do content. She also mentioned that Tommy Sotomayor was like, hey, in a manner about sexual favors. And she said, well, I'm not going to even lie to you ladies. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it real, right? I didn't say it was off the table. So you already knew going to his house what was up. This delusions, these delusions of grandeur, like, I had no idea what to expect. Exactly. Overall, I hope she did learn her lesson, but I think this is going to help her out a little bit. Because I haven't seen that one content creator be real with her. Everybody was so in support of the scuffle between her and Tommy versus saying, well, where could you have changed the narrative on this situation? We've already established that it should be no men hitting women. It should be no women hitting men. Zero tolerance. We've established that. But my thought process is, there's not zero accountability. We can't ignore that. The second someone tried to hold her accountable on Tasha K's platform, Tasha K stopped it and said, whose side you on, sister? Why can't we be on the side of right, on truth, on facts and details? I'm about to piss somebody off, I know. But the fact of the matter is, why can't we be on the side of right? If that was your son or if that was your daughter, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want the facts and the details? I don't care about your emotion. Emotion is what got us here. Emotion is what got us here. Being overly emotional, aggressive is what got us here. Now, I watched the video. I went back and watched it a couple times based on some things that she was saying. She said that Myron, which is one of the hosts of the show, was pushed into her, and she felt that she needed to defend herself. Chay, I don't know who you talking to. I don't know who hyping you up. Well, I see who hyping you up. But I'm going to tell you like this, right? You were the first person to stand up. You grabbed a microphone and you said on Tasha K's platform, he was going to hear me. That's what you said. You can't make a grown man or a grown woman listen to you if they don't want to listen to you, right? You sitting down with the microphone, speaking into the microphone, right, would get a better response than you standing up with the microphone, leaning in, talking about you gonna hear me. I don't know why those actions wouldn't be deemed aggressive. Because if it was a man, let's say it. If it was a man that stood up in front of a woman's face and grabbed the microphone and was like, you gonna hear me, you would call him abusive, toxic, a narcissist, and all whatever other names or whatever. But when she do it, nobody says that's wrong. Not Kwame Brown, not Tasha K, not Yusuf. Nobody says what you did right there was wrong. If it's a verbal disagreement, it's a verbal argument, what you don't want to do, y'all already right there. Me personally, I think that once it started getting that verbally out of control, that y'all should have just been broke up. It should have been stopped, but it was able to go on. And a lot of people think, well, they did that for views and they, they planned, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. My thought process is if you knew that you were coming in there to the podcast and Tommy Sotomayor was there, Chay, you had every right to leave. You had every right to say, I'm not sitting beside him because, there's some issues between us. You still sat down. You didn't have to ask Tommy nothing directly, especially if it's a point where I'm ignoring your text messages and now all of this stuff. So if you're not on good terms, why would you say I will agree to sit down beside him? That makes no sense. Miss Lady says you don't have to do that in all caps. I don't want to get you up out of here, Miss Lady. You didn't do that in Tasha K chat. You're not gonna come over here and do it. She said you just don't like the people on her side. No, I said the people that are interviewing her are not being fair, and they just don't like Tommy, so they're not holding her accountable. And are you not understanding what I'm saying, or what? Are you not understanding, or what? See, this is what happens when you answer a question good. It's like you got to come back with something else. Show me where Tasha K was holding her accountable for anything. Show me anyone that interviewed her in the last 3 days that held her accountable for anything. Anything. Don't worry, I'll wait, because I watched everybody that I named. I sat down and I watched the entire thing. I watched the entire thing. So I'm not just speaking about what somebody told me or what somebody heard. I'm talking about firsthand. I've watched the video, which the courtroom, they're going to watch the video. And as she said, well, I only defended myself because he pushed Myron into me. You were already in his face before Myron even got around to hold Tommy back. You were already in his face. You says, at the end, Tasha said, I hope you learn to make better choices. No, not good enough. Unacceptable. At the end, you have a whole interview talking support, talking about you didn't have the same energy for some guys 5, 4, 3 years ago. No, and that's the problem. This is the problem that we have. Suppose you don't watch it to the end. Suppose you only watch 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. No, the whole interview should be fair and impartial. Let's talk about accountability. Let's put the disclaimer out that I am not for you hitting a man and I'm not for a man hitting you. Let's get that out the way. That's not what happened. She applauded her. She applauded her for fighting Tommy Sotomayor in the name of black women. As if she did it, she was heroic doing it. No, what she did was she was out of control and out of line. She took verbal statements and now said, I'm going to put my hands on you, or I'm going to get in your face. And I'm trying to tell you, and I said this before, everybody not built like that. There's a lot of men who sit back and say, well, Tommy called her the B word. But these same men sit with other men that call other females the B word, but they never check them. They never check them. They never say anything to them. So when it's I guess we got this selective outrage. It's selective outrage. And I'm surprised people like Miss Lady, I'm surprised you're not in the comments and say, well, what about your friend that just called this other lady the B word? That just this other lady kids or this other lady parents. For some reason, being fair and impartial, that is something that a lot of black people have an issue with. And I'm saying right now, when Chay goes to court, it's not going to be about YouTube justice. And I don't know any type of legal counselor would give her the advice, continue to go on platforms and talk about it. You go on platforms and you change your story. That means 1, you really don't know what happened. 2, you lying, right? Or 3, you want clout. You want clout. Y'all can give me a 4 if y'all want to. I'm just saying how it looks. How it looks. Because none of these people are qualified to really say, you know what? I'm going to bring you on and I'm going to promote that you have zero accountability in this situation. How the hell we do that? How we do that? What we doing that for? So now the next person that comes and they have an issue with a man, or a man have an issue with a woman and they get into a scuffle, are we going to be cheering for that too? We got to look at that character. We got to look at that character to say if he right or if she right. Bro, listen, let me tell you something. If you guys are promoting violence between men and women, because you're putting violence between men and women, and then you're trying to say, well, based on a person that we like, they're automatically right. And that's exactly what's going on. I'm just saying, based on a person that we like, they're automatically right. It don't matter what happened. You sit there and you watch this fresh and fit interview. They both were getting hit. They both were getting agitated. They both were saying something verbally. So if he would have been the aggressor in regards to saying, well, I'm going to stand up over you and put the mic in your face, and would have been wrong? Because it seems like if she do it, I don't know what this whole narrative is that men are robots. Men are not humans. Men don't have emotions. I don't know what this narrative is. Ralph, what's going on? I don't know what this narrative is. Let's stick to the topic. Look at you, Sheep says, Shay's lawyers will play all of Tommy's over the top, disgusting, and anti-black women videos. His car accident. Let me ask y'all a question. How many of you all had someone that was strung out on drugs inside your life? They were strung out on drugs, right? Now they 5 years sober. Okay, they get into a car accident or whatever case to be, right? They get into a car accident or whatever. Now they got to go to court. You're saying that, well, we're gonna look at your past to determine what just happened. You were strung out on drugs. I'm trying to figure out the level of accountability here. Because here's the thought process. If you feel that Sotomayor like black women, then why talk to them? Why sit beside them? Why be on a podcast with them? Y'all got to understand, to me, it's more about fame. She said in Tasha K's interview, well, I never had nobody fly me out to do a podcast, and they thought that was, that could possibly be a come up. And it could have been a possibly come up. I don't know. I wasn't there. We wasn't there. We're only getting her side of the story based on and the stuff that he's saying. But my thought process is, once someone says I'm not playing, here go to paperwork. I don't know how many lawyer friends y'all got, but I'm just saying, I don't know any lawyer friends that would say, oh, Mario, hey, keep on talking about it. Because her whole demeanor changed once that lady came up there on Tasha K's platform and asked her, well, why do you think it's okay for you to put your hand on men? Whole demeanor like, oh, shit. Because now you're being held accountable. And see, here's the thought process. The interview wasn't for her to be, it wasn't to talk about her accountability and her role in it. It was just, okay, well, let's go on this smear campaign. You can bring all his videos. It won't help her. Exactly. It won't. You can play all the videos you want. It won't help her. Here's the thing. I think our logic is a little thrown off. It's a little thrown off. And I'm going to tell you why, right? We think that because someone says something verbally gives us the right to assault somebody. Somebody said something about our mama. Somebody said something about our kids. Somebody said something about our job. Somebody said something about our credit. We got the right to cause them physical harm. In what courtroom will that work out for you? Not in a courtroom of YouTube. In what actual courtroom where they have a judge presiding over it? Where would it really resonate at besides YouTube? Lady Snoop, salute. Uncle Stu, salute. You treat them in a courtroom of YouTube because you don't like them, bro. I'm definitely not the biggest fan of fucking Tommy Sotomayor. But I'm gonna look at it fair and impartially, and I'm gonna say, well, okay, let's pause this and play it. Okay, who initiated contact? Who initiated contact? The producer literally came over there. When the producer got over there, she swung first. By the time Myron got over there, the dude said, she hit me. If I'm going to escalate the problem, well, I'm not even going to say she started the problem. Escalate the problem. You can't go from a verbal altercation to a physical altercation and be like, well, you know, he said X, Y, and Z. No woman should be getting called out their name. But what's so funny about it is a lot of the men that are talking about no woman should be called out their names, they deal with other men who call women out their names. You're right. But see, here's the thing. Let me be fair with this, Lonnie. I believe they both got emotional. Miss Lady, I wish I was playing this video for you guys, right? I wish I was playing it, because this is what I'm saying about one-sided justice, this YouTube justice that we do. If you say that Tommy Sotomayor pushed Myron into her, okay, let's say that happened. Let's say that happened. Before Myron got around there, she had already hit him in the face. To ignore that fact would be naive, would be hypocritical. To ignore that fact. There's a whole video of Myron standing there with his shoulder facing the camera this way and looking. And there's a whole producer guy that's in between Tommy Sotomayor because he started pushing her back. While she was being pushed back, swinging, she hit the guy in the face. She hit Tommy Sotomayor in the face. Once Myron saw that, Myron started to come around, and before even Myron could get there, the little Mexican chick had grabbed, I think she Mexican. Don't hold me to that. Grabbed Tommy Sotomayor's arm. He had already stated she hit me. So I don't get this. It's like, sis, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, it should have never even got to that point. Bruh, it should have never even got to that point. And it's just like, we want to talk about everything else, but not the details of the situation. I don't know what his child support got to do with this situation. What Tariq Nasheed is like, well, he don't keep the same energy. And my thought process is, since Tariq Nasheed, since the shit that happened in New York, what other face-to-face confrontation did you see the guy in? Shabazz, you out here wilding. Ralph says her grabbing the mic started the whole threat. You can definitely consider that a threat. And I don't understand why we're not take Tommy Sotomayor fucking name out of the situation. Put just one man there. Now take Chay out of the situation. Just put a female there. If you are in a verbal altercation with someone and you grab a microphone and you stand up over someone, somebody gonna think you a threat. That's anybody. So for you to be like, no, he should have just stood there. He should have just sat there and ignored her, because that's what a real man would have did. Your son would have did that. Your husband would have did that. Your father would have did that. Your uncle would have did that. Let me tell you something. Depending on where you live, the second that you jumped up, that is the second the fight would have started. That's the second the fight would have started. Now it sounds great. Hey, y'all do me a favor, man. Let's have this conversation. I don't want to see you guys disrespecting. I don't want to see you disrespecting Kwame Brown. Don't disrespect Tommy Sotomayor. Don't disrespect Tasha K. I'm just having some dialogue. This is not to disrespect anybody. This is just to kind of add a different perspective, because everyone that has brung her on the platform, it's almost like, instead of talking about the incident and the accountability for both parties, it was only one person that was responsible for the whole thing. I don't know why he would be responsible for the whole thing. And now it's this thing where Fresh and Fit knew what they were doing, and I don't know. But the thought process is, when you allow people to escape zero accountability, that behavior tends to go. And here's another thing that I wanted to say. The following night, two of Shay's friends went back on the show. Fresh and Fit. The female named Juicy says, I do not agree with Shay's behavior. Your friend said it. It's on the show. So here's the thought process, because I know it was a lot of things. It's like, I guess it was other nationalities of women, and why were they able to chime in and say that she was wrong, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And for some reason, when we have conversations, we always try to find a way to exclude facts. Any facts that don't benefit us, we want to hurry up and exclude them. These are grown women. These are grown women. Nobody's saying the price tag on their vagina. Nobody's being overly emotional and aggressive or whatever. So I would think that these people are in their right mind and they can see for themselves about people being wrong or right. I don't think people was just agreeing with what the hell Tommy said. Hell nah. But the funny thing about it is, this is the problem. Every time we're in the conversation, the special moment, we miss the mark. Miss Lady says, real men wouldn't, oh God, now the chat going fast. Hold on. Real men would never have been, right? Been arguing and yelling like that. Every man that you can name on social media, especially in the black sector, I've seen them get into argument with females. I've seen them disrespect females. So when we talk about real men, then that means there's a lot of people that are not real men on social media. If that's the case, I don't value sitting down calling women out there like B words and all this other, but I also don't value calling men B words or calling them any type of other words. So here's a thought process, which is funny to me. It's like, okay, this selective outrage, like, okay, well, it's not okay for Tommy to call this lady a B word, but it's okay for the people you hang with to call other women the B word. That don't sound like selective outrage to you? That we picking and choosing? Because my thing about it is women, real men, wouldn't you be upset and pissed off? Hold on, why are you using the B word? Why is it okay for you and the people around you to use the B word? But selective, a zero tolerance. Nobody should be calling nobody names and nobody should be hitting nobody. I guess I'm just confused on how this shit really working on social media. I'm just a little bit confused on why is it okay for us to promote disrespect, but if somebody else do it, we need to hold them accountable. No, Miss Lady, come on back here. Don't run. Exactly. Somebody got to say this. What qualifies? I'm gonna tell you right now. It seems like everybody's definition of real men is based on who they like. I'm gonna go with their definition because they don't hold people accountable. They can just do whatever they want to do. I don't condone, and if what's crazy about it is, it's funny to me because you set the narrative, you set the tone. Before the argument, it's, you know what I'm saying, this is how much I charge people to have sex with me. I get this money, men pay me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just like, can I ask you guys a question? Is that like a real woman? Like, is that real conversation? Is that what real women talk about? Lonnie says I need a panel. I might do a panel. You're right. I might do a panel because I think that's fair. But here's the thought process. If you want to call yourself a queen, you want to call yourself a king. Hey, people that call themselves worse things, then you do that. My thought process is, if you're not carrying yourself like royalty, then nobody should treat you like royalty. If you're not carrying yourself like a man or a woman, then you're probably going to be looked at funny. Your motive is probably going to be questioned. And that's why I said I question a lot of these people snatching Chay up, bringing her on the platform, and held her to zero standard. As a woman, as a queen, it's just like you and your actions and your emotions was A-okay. You're not in question. Nothing you did was wrong. But we're going to put someone else in the hot seat. And I think it's a little bit unfair. Not only for, salute me, not only for him, but for everybody involved. Because now we're saying Fresh and Fit deliberately did something, which I don't know if they deliberately did it or not. I know that I have a choice to sit beside somebody, whether I want to or not. If I know that there's a problem, you know what I'm saying? And out of all the seats you put me right beside this person, well, I ain't got to do the podcast. I ain't got to do the show. I don't have to do the show. As a man, as a woman, as a queen, as a king, I can decide right then and there, this ain't worth the trouble. This ain't worth the problems. But that's as grown men and women, that wasn't decided. And you're telling me no accountability should be talked about. Ghost says she shouldn't be doing interviews, period. Charges pending. I just said the same thing. I don't understand that. Once you got the paperwork, hey, Tasha K, I can't go on your platform. So is it about fame? Is it about fame? Because none of these people, and Tasha K, Tasha, goddamn Tasha, take some water, Tasha. Drink some water, Tasha. Here. This is going to be a hard pill to swallow. I don't understand how you just lose a lawsuit with $4 million pending to be paid to Cardi B. And then now you say, well, let me jump on this bandwagon of saying how this woman is so right for hitting another man. If the producer did not get in front of Chay, it would have ended badly. If Myron didn't grab Tommy Sotomayor, it would have ended badly. To me, the whole situation was dangerous. Not to mention, there was a whole open window or door, whatever that was, with a balcony. With a balcony. Did y'all not see Chay stumble back while old boy was trying to hold her? With a balcony. I don't know what the cheering's about. I don't know what the applause is about. She didn't. I was gonna do this, man. And shout out to Chaotic Truth. He had a great panel last night. I jumped on it. Talked about the Candace Owens things, and he was like, because Candace Owens said that LeBron James and Cardi B had a low IQ. Let me ask you a question, right? Have you ever seen Candace Owens do that? Shut up. Some people don't like her. I get it. But have you ever seen her do that? Have you ever seen her do that? I say a lot of times, just because you're popular doesn't mean that you're a leader, and it damn sure don't mean you know how to conduct yourself. Right? Because anybody, to me, that would have had some common sense, one, I'm not going to sit beside somebody I've been beefing with or I have a concern about. I don't care. She wasn't getting paid for Fresh and Fit. That was just all about visual. That's all about being seen. So you risk your safety. You risk your safety to sit beside a man that you can't stand or that you unfollow because you was disgusted about what he's posting online. So now are we trying to act like black women don't get no comments? Because I know a lot of black people who got common sense. This ain't got nothing to do with no degrees. You know how people to say because you went to college you think you intelligent. This has everything to do with common sense. I'm not gonna sit beside a man that I have an issue with. So you sit there beside him and then you act like it's all good. You're literally leaning on this man. The energy that you have for this man is not, I'm defending black women when it comes to you. You didn't have that energy until the end of the show. And then the question that you asked, to be honest with you, was irrelevant. It was irrelevant. In the show, then say, hey, since, you know what I'm saying, since I was cordial, you was cordial, hey, let's have this quick little politic, this one-on-one. Especially if you've already had an intimate moment. You flew to this man's house, something didn't happen, I don't really care what, but the fact of the matter is, that was a private situation that now needs to be public. He didn't say, I brought you to the house, you said that. So logically, it don't make sense. Who says she's defending? Oh my God. Miss Lady, three platforms she done been on, having an interview, and in a synopsis of everything, girl, yeah, because you know she been talking about black women and down in black women. So you're saying that what she did was in conjunction of all the things that she despised about Tommy for talking about black women, making it look like what she did was heroic. Let me see. Let me back up. You know, me, my favorite person. You know what I'm saying? But tough love. We could say the same thing about Tommy. He's sitting around the same. Yes, I said that though. I said that. I said I don't know who is. That's what I'm saying. We don't have the details. Let's lay this out. I got time, right? Hold on. Let me get a little water. Hold on, y'all. Check this out. Listen to this. Imagine. Just like she said, there was an issue between her and Tommy Sotomayor with her friend. She flew out there. Something happened. We don't have to get into the details, right? And she went back home, right? Then in the course of that, she unfollowed Tommy Sotomayor and she was ignoring his text messages. She's a grown woman. She has every right to do that. Okay, cool. She didn't ask him no questions. When you unfollowed him, when you have access to him, you didn't ask him, why do you talk about black women like that? She didn't show no text messages. She didn't pick up the phone and ask no questions. So then she goes to Fresh and Fit podcast a couple weeks, 2 weeks later, right? She walked into a room. I don't know who was there, whether she was there first or Tommy was there first. From my understanding, she didn't find out Tommy Sotomayor was there until she got there. So I'm guessing he was there first. Now, Tommy Sotomayor sits down, right? Somebody from the production cast say, well, you got to sit next to Tommy Sotomayor. Salute, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Sexy Slim. Somebody said you have to sit right here next to Tommy Sotomayor. Now, I'm going to talk to the women. There you go. TJ Randolph. She said, I would have left. Sound like somebody taking accountability. You're not about to put me next to somebody I'm having an issue with. You're not about to cause my serenity to be messed up with some bad energy, if that's what you're saying. You decided to sit down anyway. You're not getting paid to be there. You don't have to be there. Hold on, wait, no, I don't want to hear I'm right. I don't even want to hear I'm right. I want the people that are heavily talking about X, Y, and Z. I want to ask you guys something. You're not getting paid to be there. You could have left. If what you feel this man do to black women is so disgusting and disappointing, and you have a concern about it that you did not want to address via text, via phone call, or face-to-face, you don't have to sit down. You don't have to sit down. She said, I'm lit. She said, I'm lit. Well, why being lit don't mean that you got the common sense and the intestinal fortitude and the courage to walk out that door. That would have made a statement. Hey, and then go live and say, let me tell y'all why I decided not to do Fresh and Fit, because they wanted to put me with Tommy Sotomayor or next to Tommy Sotomayor, and I wasn't feeling him like that. And this is why I wasn't feeling him like that. You sat down. I appreciate the donation, exactly. Hold on, me. There's a lot of should have, could have done it. And here's my thought process. If we are saying, let's slow walk this, now it's about the details and right and wrong. Here's my thought process. If you see somebody that you don't like, are you gonna go sit beside them? Is it worth your inner peace? Is it worth the conversation? It wasn't worth it. You didn't have to be there. So then let's get into it. Let's get into the fact that doing the whole thing, you're really kikiing with this man. You leave the show looking at his phone. You're really kikiing. Then you said, well, he said it and you agreed to it. You took his phone and was taking pictures of him. Man, take this goddamn water. Take this water. Before the show, you was taking pictures. You was taking pictures with his phone. Y'all was cool. So you decided when you were close enough to use his phone and take pictures, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you decided that wasn't the time to address why does he talk to black women or treat black women the way they are, or like he does. I guess I'm just trying to figure out the timing here. I'm trying to figure out the timing, but I'm also trying to figure out why none of these other interviewers asked, why didn't you just leave? Why didn't you just leave? Because obviously, before the show started, you knew he was there. Hell, I don't give a damn. Oh my God, I'm about to say something gonna hurt some. I'm about to piss somebody off. I don't give a damn if we was in the middle of the show. Let somebody I don't like come sit beside me. Show over for me. Show over for me. It ain't gonna be I'm turning my back to him or her. It ain't gonna be I'm ignoring. Show over. It ain't worth my peace. It ain't worth my energy. But for some reason, you felt it was worth your peace and worth your energy. And your friend Juicy, that was sitting on the seat, the love seat with the other female that's your friend, the next day, her name is Chay too. She said, I don't agree with my girl's behavior. So your friend said, I don't agree with the behavior. The majority of the females the next day said they don't agree with your behavior. Fresh and Fit said they don't agree with your behavior. And at this, what Tommy say don't matter, because Tommy, y'all the two people that's involved in the situation. So of course that would be biased. So nobody's just taking one person's side. The thought process is everybody is seeing this. It was only one person in there, which was another female named Chay. And she couldn't defend your behavior either. She couldn't defend it. She couldn't defend it against the facts. She couldn't defend it against the facts. So for some reason, you feel like by getting ready to go to court, you should be doing news, telling different versions of your story. There wasn't no beef until the show almost ended. No. Hold on, let's back up a little bit. No, that's not what she said. She says, I unfollowed you, Tommy. That was before the show. Somebody got to say this. I appreciate this. I appreciate that. Says, I appreciate the only objection, rational adult opinion on the situation presented on YouTube. Other CCs and YouTube have premeditated agendas. Of course. I mean, come on now. Of course. I'm going to bring up on, but I'm not going to hold you responsible for anything. And because I don't like the other person, here's the thing. I don't have to like you to be fair and impartial. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have to like you to be fair and impartial. You know what I'm saying? When you showcase a straight bias, if let's just say I sat here, I called Tommy all types of names, and I talked about his kids, and I talked about child support, I talked about Tyreek Nasheed. All of that has nothing to do with what happened between him and Chay. Hell, I sat down here and I said, well, she said something about she's selling her vagina and she's a this, and look at how she talk and look at how she speak. None of that has nothing to do with the altercation. What started the altercation? Who hit who first? If we're totally ignoring all of that just because we don't like one person, bro, I think that's crazy, because here's the thing. The judge not going to be like that. If there's a jury involved, they're not going to be like, you can play whatever you want to play. The fact of the matter is, did you strike him first? If you struck him first, that is assault. I don't care what nobody on YouTube say. Stevie, if you struck him first, you've already admitted to striking him, Chay. And you had other YouTubers, other content creators cheering you on for it. In the name of black women. Bro, I've definitely said my time in videos, I don't agree with everything that Tommy Sotomayor. I don't agree with what everybody say. Like there's my concerns about everybody, but the thought process is two content creators having a verbal disagreement. If one content creator strikes another content creator, it don't matter what was said. It don't, ain't no damn stand your ground. That's some bullshit. Listen, let me tell you something. If you cursing me out and I'm cursing you out, right? That is the grounds. That is the verbal situation. Ghost said, you're wrong, bro. You're wrong. Well, here's the thought process. If you felt that Tommy was a threat, why not just leave? Why not just get up and leave? Why make it physical? Why make it physical? I'm looking for ghost. I'm looking for ghost response or whatever. I see you, me. A man who's 6 feet who has shown to be aggressive towards. Okay, I don't know if that's. I think that was to somebody else. But I'm looking for ghosts to answer this, because we're talking about stand your ground, and then I heard Chay say, Florida is a stand your ground state and all this other stuff or whatever. Well, my thought process is, you were sitting in a chair, you hopped out your chair, grabbed a microphone, and you said you're gonna be heard. This is what you just said on Tasha K's platform. I'm gonna be heard. So are we thinking that's respectful? Or are we thinking that's appropriate? Well, like, what? I'm trying to get y'all, pull this out of y'all. When you talk about staying your ground, what does that mean? You have the right to defend yourself, correct? Stand your ground. Okay, it says you don't have to retreat under stand your ground. You don't have to retreat. What I'm asking you is, based on stand your ground laws, right? Do you have the right to be the aggressor? I totally agree with you, TJ Randolph, but I really want to rock this thing out real quick. Based on your ground laws, do you have the right to be the aggressor? When you stood up and you grabbed the microphone and you leaned in on Tommy and you said, "You gonna hear me." This is what she said on Tasha K's platform. This is why, as an attorney, right, or someone with legal counsel, you tell your client, shut the hell up, stop talking. This is why you tell them, shut the hell up, stop talking. Because they're gonna go in there and they're gonna say something that can and will be held against them. Go says he threatened her first. What did he threaten her with, Ghost? Let's see. So we just going to condone women hitting men. That's okay. I think we already kind of talked about that. I don't think he watched the video too. If it's a him or her, I don't know. But I'm just at what threat Tommy verbally. Okay, me says after he verbally attacked her seriously. I don't give a fuck. They both were verbally attacking each other. They both was verbally attacking each other. When you call the police and the police come out to your house and say, well, she cursed me out and I cursed her ass back out. That don't mean you're going to jail. She cursed me out. I cursed her out. But then I put my hands on her. That means you're going to jail. I don't know why it's different on YouTube. I don't know why it's different on YouTube. Why is it different on YouTube? Why is the standards of operating, the rules of engagement different? You feared for your life, but you grabbed a microphone and leaned over someone and say, you're going to hear what I got to say. They don't have to listen to you. You can't grab an object, stand over from someone, because here's the thought process. You got emasculation, you got abuse, you got toxic, you got narcissism. It ain't common sense, because you could have sat right there and kept the microphone to your mouth and still spoke. The mic don't get louder if you're standing up. You shouldn't pose a threat to have to defend yourself. Now, if Tommy Sotomayor was like, and this is my thought process. If Tommy she was sitting next to him, right? If Tommy Sotomayor was like, look, let me tell you something, goddammit, blah, blah, blah. I can see her grabbing the microphone in. Oh, shit just got real. But if y'all gonna verbally sit there and have a verbal altercation, you can't escalate it. Bree says you're being selective. Me, no excuses. We all have lost ones. Ghost, I'm not okay. That y'all talking to each other, whatever. I think technically, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm hoping that, you know, your children, your spouses, I'm hoping that they don't find themselves in this type of situation, because I've seen so many people applaud this behavior. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the thing about it is, you know what everybody should be agreeing with in the chat room? Hell, all over YouTube. There is zero accountability for men and women to be, I'm sorry, there should be zero tolerance for men and women to be fighting one another. Zero. I don't care what said, but we so emotional. We so emotional. Somebody said something, now I want to fight. How many times have we saw this on YouTube? How many times do we see this on YouTube? You said something, so now I want to fight. Okay, well, I tell you what. This situation is a perfect example of what we see between content creators on YouTube. So let's see in a court of law how this shit gonna play out. Forget what I say, forget what you say, forget what they say. Let's see if they take all of that into consideration, everything everybody else is saying, when it comes to the court of law. Let's see. Let's see. If you feel that because I verbally disrespect you, you now can assault me. You feel that because I have video upon video upon video talking about verbally assaulting, attacking, addressing whatever it is that the narrative that's being pushed. You feel that you can put your hands on me. I want to see how this is going to play out in the court of law. I just want to see how it's going to play out. Cortez Miller says, words shouldn't bother you for you to put your hands on someone. And I'm going to tell you right now, Cortez Miller, I agree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you. Words could bother you to the point you want to put somebody through the ground. Not in the ground, through the ground. So I'm not going to sit here and act like, hold on, y'all. I'm not going to sit here and act like that words can't hurt you and can't trigger you. The thought process is what we do, how we conduct ourselves. You know, it's interesting to me because I've seen some men talk about professionalism and how men should act and treat women, et cetera, et cetera. But these same men don't hold they don't hold any value when it comes to professionalism. It's like I'm gonna hold this one guy that everybody hates to a standard, but I'm not gonna hold the guys that's next to me to a standard. Then that makes your conversation irrelevant. That makes your conversation hypocritical. That makes what you're saying retarded to anybody that has any common sense. Because you won't allow anybody to do it. Not, oh, well, you can do it. You can do it. What? So what happens when you're the victim of the you can do it? What happens when you're the victim of someone not holding someone accountable? Shabazz says he will drop it before the court date. Watch this. Maybe. Never know. That boy Vadar says equal rights and lefts for everyone. Man, listen, man. I don't think naturally and physically, you know, we're composed to have way more mass than women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's some big girls out there, but I'm just saying, and shout out to the big girls, but I'm just saying we should not be fighting women, man. Square off against women. You know, and I don't think women should square off against men. Now, if there's a thing where your life is being threatened, like it's real immediate danger, then do what you got to do. But it wasn't immediate danger. You can't say, and what's so funny about it, here's what's funny about it. There are black women, there are women, period, that call each other the B word all the time, right? And it's interesting to me how Joe Rogan, Tommy Sotomayor, and men of that nature, they say the B word, and it's just, oh my God, hell no, let's throw down. If you don't like the word, don't use the word. If you don't like the word, don't use the word. So now you have something to stand on. Not one time did she say, I don't use the B word. Not one time. Not one time did she say that. I don't use it. I don't tolerate it, and I don't use it. I can respect someone who say that. I can respect, because you have a zero tolerance. You have a zero tolerance for kids being abused. You have a zero tolerance for being disrespected. Got it. So I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you if I see that's where you're trying to take it. But nobody, for some reason, everybody thought the verbal escalation of nonsense was necessary. Both man and woman. They both thought it was necessary. They both took it there. But here's the thought process. There's another level of escalation. Physical abuse. When you cross that line and you assault someone, you can and will and shall be held accountable in a court of law. Maybe YouTube won't hold you accountable because YouTube's so happy that the person that they like got hit. Imagine if I had an issue with a content creator, right? And somebody punched them in the face, and then I went and I did a live about it, cheering, and I'm happy. What type of person would that make me? I want to ask y'all guys something. Honestly, what type of person, because I had a disagreement with someone, and then somebody else did something to that person, and then I turned around and did a whole goddamn live talking about, aha, look at what happened. What type of person would that make me? Lovely says not a good person. Sexy Slim says real women respect the man that buys their ticket and flies them out. LOL. Obam says we can't hit women, but we can use the law for justice, and we don't have to give them a pass just because they're a woman. If morally and legally we can't hit them. Dazzle says, disappointed with YouTube content creators after seeing this mess. Me too. Me too. But the thing about it is, man, you know, I seen a lot of people, I get it. We have verbal disagreements. I've seen some people say some pretty nasty stuff on social media. And it's discouraging, it's disappointing. And the thought process is, I appreciate that. Real women respect themselves. No doubt, no doubt. The thought process is, we as spectators, we as subscribers, we view these content creators and we say, okay, well, what's your standard of operation? What do you think is right and wrong? And we watch these people, you know what I'm saying, pick and choose when they want to hold people accountable, when they want to disrespect people, when they want to call people out their names, when they want to joke on people. And then these people, for some reason, you know, they're supposed to be the platform of justice, the channel of reason, you know what I'm saying, the channel of common sense, the channel of realness. And I'm just like, well, where's the realness? Where's the fair and impartial and the justice at? Because I can't hold Tommy Sotomayor responsible if I don't hold this man responsible, if I don't hold this woman accountable. And it's not selective. It's not, well, I like you, so I ain't gonna hold you accountable. And I see a lot of that. I like you, so I'm gonna let you call that woman the B word. I like you, so I'm gonna let you disrespect his kids. I like you, so I'm gonna let you. It's like, what the fuck? Instead of having a zero tolerance as an adult, people are so excited to disrespect one another, and then when they see something like this, it's like they start foaming at the mouth. So many people wanted to interview this lady for all the wrong reasons. For all the wrong reasons. Chay, let me ask you a question. What does your Instagram say? What does your OnlyFans represent? What is your YouTube? Because I say your content is your character. What is your YouTube channel going to represent? Because you say you're a new YouTuber. BM215 says, now everyone in the chat is perfect. Stop. I'm sorry, the chat is going fast. Stop with the indirect BS at Tough Love. Just say Kwame Brown and Tasha K. You know, again, I've already stated it, you know what I'm saying, for all the trolls. I see a couple people watching or whatever. It has nothing to do with Kwame Brown, you know what I'm saying, directly. It has nothing to do with Tasha K directly. I'm using these names because these are the interviews that I seen personally, that I took the time to watch. The thought process is, we as content creators don't do victims or alleged victims any justice by saying, come on and tell your story, especially when there's some type of litigation going on. Because now we're telling you to recall everything that happened. And based on the platform that you're going on, and based on if you're going to actually entertain any questions, right? The thought process is, you have to be 100% correct when you tell your story. You can't falter, especially when there's a legal matter. If you do anything to say, I hit Tommy Sotomayor, I struck Tommy Sotomayor, you are admitting guilt. You are admitting guilt. So here's the thought process. Shay has said more than one time, I hit Tommy Sotomayor because he pushed Myron into me. Now I want you guys to think about this. There are two men that intervene in this situation, and one female, Mexican female. There is no way that you are able to hit Tommy Sotomayor through the producer and through Myron. No way. Your arms ain't long enough. There's no way that the man in front of you that literally got you hemmed up while you swinging, there was no way that you missed the producer, missed Myron, and connected to Tommy Sotomayor. That means Myron wasn't there when you're saying this action took place. You hit Tommy Sotomayor, or you struck him before Myron ever came into play. You keep on talking and telling different versions of the story is not going to make you look good. And with these content creators who are saying, well, we just hate Tommy so bad that it don't matter what you did and matter what you say. Well, did you guys see the video for yourself? Because the minute that she would have said on my platform, oh, well, He pushed Myron into me. That's why I hit him. Stay in your ground. I don't know. I don't know what legal team that would be saying, go ahead on these platforms and talk about it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. And it's crazy because Tasha K, to me, she should know better, especially coming off that thing, what happened last month. You know, she should know better. Okay, you got a lawyer? And then she even said, well, what is your lawyer telling you? What is your lawyer telling you? The lawyer didn't tell you you shouldn't be doing interviews about the situation? That just seems odd to me. Like, is it a public defender, or is it really a lawyer? I have no idea. But the thought process is, why even be having an interview? The second that it happened, you went to a platform. It was like, let me talk about it. And the thing about it is, when you don't have anybody who has any HR experience, public speaking experience, you think that you really getting your rocks off. Like, you really think that what you saying, everybody gonna be vibing with. But here's the thing, the points that you're making to try to be cool with everybody, to try to win brownie points with everybody, it's not gonna make you look good in court. It's not gonna make you look good in court. It's just not. Myron King says the only thing people respect is disrespect. You're exactly right. Yep. You're exactly right. The only thing people respect is disrespect. If I get on here and I curse, like somebody kept on saying Kwame Brown. For some reason, this whole live is just about Kwame Brown. Of course it is, right? So the fact of the matter is, it's like this. If I get on here and I'm disrespectful and I stay, instead of saying, well, fuck, since I just said it, Kwame Brown, I come up with a nickname for him. That's not disrespectful. That's not an insult, right? And it's so funny to me how you can sit there and listen to somebody say, well, let me come up with a different name from you. Let me joke and let me say all of these crazy things. But that's not crazy. But if this guy over here say something about the B word, oh, outrage, we pissed off. Refuse to Lose says, what's wrong with folks? He says, girlfriend is about to get a bag off of GoFundMe. I don't know. These people are perpetrators of mentally ill. So defender. Yeah, I mean, it's not even about going back and forth. I already get it and I already understand, because again, with all of these, I'm not gonna even lie. Even in the chat room that I saw, it was some people saying, well, your story don't match what you just said, and what you're saying don't match the video. So my thought process is, I don't think there are too many litigators that actually are watching this. This is just people with common sense. You know what I'm saying? The Stone Builders Refuse says Tasha K heard her case. I guess her interview was literally about saying, yeah, them girls from Waco, you know how they do, how they get down. And well, you didn't say those girls from Waco talk things out. Those girls from Waco are not aggressive. Those girls of Waco don't choose violence. They didn't wake up and choose violence. None of this, is good. None of this is good. And that's why I said, when you're a young person, you think because somebody has subscribers and supporters, they mean you the best. They're doing you a favor. They're not doing that didn't do you no favor. Not one interview you did you any favors. Because it didn't even make you think about, okay, well, let me make sure I understand what it is that I'm saying. Myron was the end result after Tommy Sotomayor got hit. So for you to say, well, he pushed Myron into me. Well, shit, I could have said, well, after you hit me, yeah, I pushed him in the way, because shit, I fear for my life too. I'm standing my ground too. You're on video grabbing a microphone and standing over a man and then going on Tasha K saying, oh, you gonna hear me. Bro, that sounds pretty aggressive to me. I don't know. I don't know. They both was cursing each other out. I give you that. They both was wrong for that. Wrong as shit. That didn't have nothing to do with 2 weeks ago, 15 weeks ago. It was then, and it was right what was going on at that moment. When you get pulled over for a speeding ticket, oh well, seems like you was speeding 6 years ago. Dude, I'm like, it's what's happening right now. Self-defense period. A man has the right to defend himself. We can agree to disagree. Hit the like button. I appreciate that, me. I appreciate that. We definitely can agree to disagree. I hope that they both kind of learn their lesson. You know, if they learn their lesson, I have no idea. When I say learn their lesson, I mean that they find a better way, because to me, that was a dangerous situation. That was a dangerous situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I hope that they don't find themselves in that type of position going forward, because that was a dangerous situation. I wouldn't want to be in that situation, and I wouldn't wish that on you guys to be in that situation, because God forbid, you know, if she would have just used that mic, just being emotional and hit him in the head and he stumbled and fell over the goddamn balcony, like, or anything, or he would have, the other guy wouldn't have came over there and he would have hit her and she would have stumbled and went over the balcony. Like, that, to me, that could have went way left. And there was so many people cheering. Like, I don't know about y'all, but it was like people doing video after video, and I ain't really watched that bullshit. I was like, man, there was just like literally thumbnails of big smiles and Tommy Sotomayor picture in the damn thing, as if they did it, as if they're the man that put hands on the dude. You cheering because a female did what you didn't do? All of this talk back and forth about Tommy Sotomayor, nobody has pulled up on this guy since Tariq Nasheed. Bruh, how do you feel like, this is my thought process. I guess how do you feel that you're the man if you're talking about what another man did? How does that make you look like the man? Tariq Nasheed, if you say, right, allegedly punked Tommy Sotomayor, not you. And that was years ago. So we can't bring up anything current and relevant, or we can't talk about the facts of this situation, because now we got to bring up, oh, well, he didn't have that same energy. Bro, let me tell you something. You know what's so funny about people? People be outnumbered. And of course, they're not going to keep the same energy. Of course, they're going to be looking like, you know what I'm saying, oh shit, how do I get out this situation? So I get the whole New York thing. Now, the Tariq Nasheed thing, you know what I didn't see Tariq Nasheed do? Strike Tommy Sotomayor. If we being fair and impartial. Now, if he would have pushed Tommy Sotomayor, if he would have hit Tommy Sotomayor, then shit, and I'm about to piss somebody off. If he would have hit Tommy Sotomayor, even if he would have hit his hat like this. It's like you expect the dude to start fighting because the dude just verbally talking, calling them names. Bro, I don't know what, like, some people feel like they got shit to lose. You understand what I'm saying? And I understand when people don't have shit to lose, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? You sue them, you ain't getting nothing. So it's like, I can understand when you ain't got shit to lose. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Get emotional, get upset, start fighting because somebody said something. I get it. But in real life, when you got shit to lose, you handle things differently. And what's so bad about it is, this is the problem that I see on social media a lot. We don't do a good job at talking about accountability, only selective accountability. But here's the problem. Chay is going to have to sit, if they go to court, sit on that stand and say, ma'am, this is when you struck Tommy Sotomayor. Right? At this angle, he's not a threat to you. Somebody says, Ralph says, I can't believe y'all really bringing up her age. Her age shouldn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. Stop babysitting her. She a grown woman. If you can get online and talk about, 5K to have sex with me or X, Y, and Z and yada yada. Come on now. Come on. And this is what's really, really weird to me, right? Because if I'm online talking about I charge women 5K to have sex with them, what would that make me? Tommy, salute. Tommy D streams. Says, I hear they started a GoFundMe for her. Cool, great. I hope she get a great defense. You know what I'm saying? But she grown. She grown. Nothing about her. Maybe, I see both of them kind of, maybe have some childish actions, but she not a little kid. She not a teenager. When someone talk to you back, when they hit you back, unless you are in a difficult position. But see, you know what? I'm gonna be realistic. I don't know, and that's gonna be her burden of proof. I don't know if she felt threatened by Tommy Sotomayor. A lot of people, instead of her saying that, a lot of people that she interviewed with said it for her. That makes sense. Like, it was almost like we're coercing her, you know what I'm saying, to be the victim. You have zero responsibility and accountability in the situation. And that's why I said those things create dangerous situations moving forward. I can react to you. I don't have no choice in the situation. I have no accountability in the situation. And that's just not true. That's not true. Because as I sit and I listen to your interviews, you constantly give a little bit more of what happened. Because it made it look like you just walked into a situation, you walked into a room, didn't have time for anything, and you just sat down. You were made to sit down with Fresh and Fit. And another thing, Shay, that you said that I feel is kind of crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, I've thrown numerous parties. Okay? At my parties, I provide juice, I provide water, I provide tea, and I provide alcohol. If you choose to drink the alcohol as an adult, that's on you. All of this bullshit about, well, Fresh and Fit provide alcohol because they want to see people act the fool. Shay, you've been on Fresh and Fit 2 to 3 times. Did they make you drink the alcohol? Did they make you drink the alcohol? Like, I didn't see nobody saying shots. Everybody got to take shots in this motherfucker. I ain't seen none of that. So if I missed that, let go. Zero accountability. But hold on, let me stay with this. Because like I said, if I interviewed it, it'd have been totally different. You're not just going to say something, and I'm not going to say, well, that don't make sense. Because she said on Tasha K, well, they're providing alcohol for these girls to come on here and act stupid. You don't have to drink the alcohol. You don't have to drink it. And the thought process is you knew all about Fresh and Fit before you got to Fresh and Fit, so you knew that they were going to be drinking. You could have said, nope, I'm not drinking. So you're telling me that Tommy Sotomayor is responsible for you drinking? You're not responsible for that? You're not responsible for telling Fresh and Fit, I'm not drinking. Another thing I wanted to say, she talked about losing her father. My condolences to her losing her father. I lost my parents, so I totally understand. For those of us that have lost parents, we totally understand or whatever. And how we cope is how we cope. And I'm not about to sit here and act like, oh, well, you need to cope like I tell you to. Nope. My thought process is her losing her father, on top of drinking alcohol, on top of being annoyed by Tommy Sotomayor, if that's the case, was probably too much. I didn't hear no interviewer saying that. Probably too much. Sometimes we got to make the best decision for ourselves. If you're going to do this interview, hey, listen, my father just passed. I can't be sitting next to this guy. Like, I can't be sitting next to this guy. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I can't even do this podcast. So there are choices that needed to be made that were not made. And for these choices not to be made and the end result to all be on where it's just Tommy's fault because we don't like Tommy. I think that's crazy as shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's crazy. Look at you, Sheep says, we will come back in 6 months and see that the case was dropped or she is a child under him. Oh, goddamn. Hold on. I don't think that's what you said. Hold on. Oh, it moved. I mean, where'd that comment go? Did you erase it? Oh, no. Okay. We will come back in 6 months and see that the case was dropped or that the judge threw the case out. Okay. All right. Maybe. If you just lost a loved one, why even be on the show? Somebody got to say this, man. I'm gonna tell you, bro. Listen, I'm telling you. Whether it was civilian or whether it was the military, I'm telling you, everybody handles their grief differently. Some people don't want to be around nobody, and then some people need to be around people. They just need to just stay busy. And I don't know if you guys can agree with me or not, but we understand people handle grief differently, but some people want to be around other people, whereas some people shut down and they want to be by themselves. You see what I'm saying? So I can't tell her you shouldn't have been there. I'm just saying that being there with alcohol and with somebody that triggers you because you guys didn't have some type of past history, it could be a bit much. It could be a bit much. You see what I'm saying? And that definitely, whereas that would definitely push your buttons. That would definitely get you more emotional. Of course it would. Of course it would. Jenny says, I think you need to have some sort of alcohol problem to join the Fresh and Fit debate. I don't know. BM215 says, I agree with that. I'm still grieving 5 years later. Definitely. I know every time I sit down and I think about my mom. I wasn't really close to my father, whatever the case may be, but it's still hard, and it's been a while, but it's definitely hard. But again, everybody deals with trauma differently. You see what I'm saying? Everybody deals. So I would not sit here and say, well, you shouldn't have never been there. I'm just going to say her being there, with the loss like that, definitely can play on not on your emotions, but how you react to certain things. Because here's another thought process that I ain't hear a lot of people say. Your grief for that situation may amplify your emotional viewpoint on Tommy Sotomayor, or on anybody for that matter. Because that's what people don't understand. If I'm emotional about this situation and I bring that emotion with me, anybody in there could have triggered her. Anybody. It just happened to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? So it could have been anybody. But I think that we're irresponsible with how we help her cope. We're irresponsible with how we help her cope, because this is what happens. What happens is we lay out all of the reasons why we shouldn't go in. We lay out all the reasons. She just lost her father. Okay, she get a pass. She's a female. She gets a pass. Like we give those passes there, but we don't give passes nowhere else. Do I agree with what Tommy Sotomayor says about all black women or the majority of black women? No, I've already stated that. Do I agree with everything Kwame Brown says? No. Kevin Samuels? No. Hassan Campbell? No. Charleston White? No. I don't agree with that. So when I can say, okay, that's something I agree with, that's something I don't agree with, that's being fair and impartial. But if I only sit here and say, well, I only agree all the time, there are some content creators out there like, yeah, okay, I'm getting my praise. But the minute you don't praise them, how dare you say something? And I think that's what we are, because when you hold people accountable, like now, with this woman, Chay, you're young, you got your whole life ahead of you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You have to understand there were some things in this situation that you could have helped not happen. There were some decisions that you could have done to help prevent this. So if we never have that conversation, you then go on with the mindset, and then we project it out to the world that this is how black women act. That's not how all black women act. There's some black women that says, I'm not having a conversation with you. If you don't respect me, and I clearly see that you don't respect people like me, then we don't even need to be together. We ain't sitting at the table together. We ain't doing no podcast together. I'm out, deuces. Because there's some people that pride themselves on holding a standard for themselves. They know their self-worth. So why wouldn't I encourage her to know her self-worth? Why wouldn't I encourage her as a man to protect her peace? It's not about gaslighting and simping and telling her how right she was. This is about her understanding, hey, both of you guys play a part in this situation. Both of you guys have some accountability in this situation. Not because I don't like you, I'm not gonna hold, I'm gonna hold the other person 100% accountable. To me, that's hypocritical. That's hypocritical as shit. That's just me. I'm reading the comments. Let me read some of these comments. Get your mind right. The law ain't hearing none of that. You definitely TJ Rand Masonic with TJ Rand says speak on it. Okay. She was jealous of this man's success. I'm not in her head. I can't put that on her. Like I can't put she was jealous. I don't know. I don't want to do that. That's unfair. I don't know if she was jealous. I appreciate that, Ghost. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I don't want to put that on her. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to put that she was jealous or whatever case may be of her friend being light skinned and all this stuff. I wasn't there. I don't fucking know. You know, I don't know. Miss Lady says jealous for what? You know? Miss Lady says also Fresh and Fit set it up. Where's their accountability? Her original statement was not that she felt that Fresh and Fit set anything up. So here's the thought process. Chay is the type of female that Tommy talks about. If I'm doing this show, and probably the best angle for the show, you see how they got it? They have Fresh and Fit has it outlined. Stay with me, y'all. I'm going somewhere with this. The cameras gets everybody, or damn near everybody's side profile, except for the people that sit back in the back by the window. So wherever Tommy was sitting at, you always seen his whole profile. So whoever sits on the side of Tommy, you can see their whole profile. Imagine the ratings for the show if you know that the guy in the middle that normally talks about a specific gender of women, you put that person beside him. Of course it's gonna make a good show. Now, did he want them to fight? Or did they want him to fight? We don't know that. We don't know that. So the accountability is every single content creator that I've seen that been that love drama, love negativity, right? They're all the problem. I'm holding them all accountable. Not just Fresh and Fit. Everybody. But I'm also holding the people that subscribe to the narrative, that love to see that never are in the comments talking about, this is a setup. All y'all wrong. Why are we promoting negativity? Why are we promoting gossip and drama? Selective outrage. Selective outrage. Did these two guys, this former Homeland Security agent and whoever Fresh is, they wanted to see Tommy Sotomayor fight a female. Let that sink in for a minute. Let that sink in for a minute. Yeah, I don't think no one is judging. I'm not judging her. Yeah, but I'm just asking that question. If they probably wanted a good show, they probably wouldn't have mind the cursing and the verbal altercation. But for them to fight one another, well, here's my thought process. If one of them would have got hurt, let's just say Chay would have got hurt. She would have got hurt. She can sue Fresh and Fit, right? She can sue them. Miss Lady says you don't have to know their history. They want dark black women to look bad. Research. Here's my thought process when we say when people want like dark black women. I think other content creators are doing a good job at promoting a narrative. I think they are. I sat down and I listened to Fresh and Fit podcast. Like I of course with this situation, I'm kind of it was something happened before, and I subscribed to their channel, but then I kind of like, when I catch them, I catch them. But of course, what I'm saying, somebody got to say this. Thank you for the donation. It says every individual deals with pain and loss. If you have enough cognition to know you could possibly be triggered because of the loss, enough to make an excuse. Why put yourself in such a situation? Okay, I hear you. I don't want to lose my train of thought, but I appreciate that. We are watching content creators promote narratives to have content. We're watching content creators push narratives to promote their rhetoric. Fresh and Fit I've never seen on no episode Fresh and Fit pouring alcohol in females' mouths. Never seen it. I never seen Fresh and Fit say, everybody, all these females better keep drinking if you want to stay in here. So the narrative of, hey, if I go on this show, everybody's drinking, they talking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. My thought process, if you don't want to look bad, don't drink. Drink water. Drink a ginger ale. Nobody's making you look bad. You're making yourself look bad. This is what's crazy to me. It's like, it's like me getting behind the wheel of a car and I've been drinking and the police pull me over. The police is racist. They're trying to take me to jail. You were drinking and driving and swerving. Then you cursed out the police. They asked you for your license, registration, and insurance, but you start cursing them out. And then here's the thing. Then I'm going to go live and get all the black people fired up and riled up, but they're never going to ask me, well, why were you drinking and driving? Zero accountability for me. Why were you drinking and driving? You can't say Fresh and Fit is making these people look bad if they're choosing to drink. If you're choosing to drink. And then another thing too, is he telling people, if it's Fresh and Fit, because I heard somebody says, well, they couldn't handle a Tasha K. They can't handle a Cynthia G. They can't handle a Candace Owens. And here's my thought process. If you lack education, if you lack some type of formal education, that doesn't mean you lack common sense as well. Did I lose somebody? Right? You don't have to have a degree to have common sense. I know a lot of successful people who don't have a degree. So you're telling me that it's okay to sit here, get drunk, and act a fool, and it's Fresh and Fit's fault. They set them up. I don't care if you light-skinned, dark-skinned, Puerto Rican, Chinese, Hebrew, Israelite. It don't matter. Who's forcing you to drink? How is it a setup? They brought the alcohol. Okay. They provided the cups. I got it. Okay, I got it. They got the camera on 4K up in this month. You know what I'm saying? I get it. If you want me to agree with that, I agree with that. But I don't care what color your skin is. If you decide that you want to go on the show where everybody's drinking and you decide to take part in it, and the liquor start catching up with you as you sitting down in one place, as you shout out to these British lights. Listen, it's like, I'm just saying, we look at everything except what's right in front of us. It's Fresh and Fit. They should be held accountable. And I'm just like, well, did they make these people drink? I don't care if you dark skinned or not. Matter of fact, a person that I think went on there and did well, Juicy, Chay's friend. The next day, I think. She was drinking. She didn't get loud. She didn't start cursing nobody out. I thought and here's the thing, it was them two versus everybody else. To me, it was. But she sat there, she had a conversation, she didn't get loud, she didn't get disrespectful. So my thought process, the narrative of Fresh and Fit is making these women look bad. No, you can only make yourself look bad. You're allowed to speak. Nobody's muting your mics. So if you feel like this platform is not conducive to have a fair and impartial conversation, don't go on the platform. You don't need no college for that. You just need common sense. They're going to make me look bad because I'm dark skinned. Yeah, well, if that's the case, here's my thought process. If that's the case and you feel like the odds are against you, why would you put the odds back in their favor? Why would you put the odds back in their favor? They're going to make me look bad as a dark-skinned woman. So, yeah, let me drink. When they ask about, and you know what, so let me tell you what's really embarrassing. When they go around the table and they ask these people, you know, what do they do for a living? What's the highest level of education? Let me drink this water. Hard pill to swallow. I've never seen so many people that lack confidence about themselves when they're asked about themselves. How you don't know you? How you don't know you? Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever went on a date and you ask a person, hey, tell me a little bit about yourself? And they get this blank look on their goddamn face? Like they ain't never been asked that question? Or better yet, no accolades to them. Their resume is like real, like, ugh, this is what you've been doing on every day? Like, what the fuck? Miss Lady says everyone ain't built like, I don't know if that's for me. Was that for me? Miss Lady? Hold on. Was that for me? Miss Lady. Come here, Miss Lady. Have a seat on the passenger side. We're going for a ride. We're going for a ride. Was that for me, Miss Lady? She says everyone not built like you. Come on now. But this is why we got to have these conversations, though. Because the next time a man or a woman asks you about you and what you got going on, short-term and long-term goals, she say yes. Okay. So, okay, I got you. So the next time a man or a woman asks you about your short-term and long-term goals and what's going on with you, you should be able to say it with pride. If you can't be prideful about yourself, damn. Damn. Oh yeah, you know, I dropped out of school. I got my GED. Yeah, I took about 2 college hours, and like this is like, hey, you know, I achieved this. I'm working on this, etc. Like it's not flowing because it's like they lack confidence, and I'm like, why do you lack confidence? So you already putting yourself at a disadvantage. To me, you already putting yourself at a disadvantage. That ain't got nothing to do with Fresh and Fit. I'm just saying that has nothing to do with Fresh and Fit asking you. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Highest level of education completed. Are you single? What do you have going on for yourself? Ghost says, bro, their long-term goals is reaching 30 years old. I believe it. I believe it. But see, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. There's a better way to have these conversations where it infuses us. It empowers us. You have to know about yourself. You have to be working on something. Hey, whether it's writing a book, hey, I'm a gym rat, or, you know, I travel a lot, or whatever the case may be. But it's like people lack confidence. They lack confidence, and they're drinking alcohol because the confidence. This is what happens, right, fellas? Matter of fact, let me talk to the ladies real quick. No disrespect, fellas. Ladies, you ever seen that guy that's been looking at you the whole night, but he didn't come talk to you until he had some drinks? Now, all of a sudden, after he done had about that 4th drink, he come over like, hey, how you doing? You been looking at me all night, mother. You tell me how I'm doing. We was all right here. You was looking at us. How are we doing? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Or you fellas, you ever had that woman, you know what I'm saying, that was real nervous and shy, and it wasn't until that 3rd drink that she loosened up or whatever? That's what's happening on Fresh and Fit. A lot of people are not confident. They don't have the filters, you know, on Instagram that they can do to hide themselves. So now people are seeing them, and it's like, well, let me do something to loosen up, because they're not confident. You're confident, you don't have to get drunk. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you see a lot of people losing control and a lot of people not understanding this stuff. You see Myron ain't losing control. You see he ain't throwing them back. There's a reason for that, right? When you talk about the art of war, the thing about it is, what is my enemy doing? What is my enemy doing? I'm gonna fight you. I'm drinking and you sober as shit. Well, it's gonna be a lopsided fight, don't you think? You there to have a conversation, but you inebriated, and this dude is sober as shit. Who you think thought process is gonna flow better? Who you think is gonna come out victorious and look better? But what we should be saying instead of saying fresh and fit is setting people up. You should be, female, stop drinking so much. Zero accountability. Zero accountability. Drink water. You can't be confident unless you inebriated. God damn it. I'm about to piss somebody off. You can't be confident unless you got a whole bunch of people on your side. I'm about to piss somebody off. It's everybody else's fault. Everybody else should be promoting selective outrage, but you better not hold me responsible. I'm about to piss somebody off. If Chay had the confidence to say, I am not about to sit here and ain't nobody gonna make me sit here next to this man, I'm out, peace. That would have sent a spiraling effect for black women. That would have spent a resonating, a beacon of light. We don't tolerate fuck shit. Ain't a conversation that important that I need to have with you after I've seen your actions. Don't shoot the messenger. Ain't a conversation that important. And then when you sit beside him, you give him nothing but love, as if you want to be accepted by him. And then when now that you done got your feel on and all of it, he, now at the end of it, it's like, well, let me say this. Why? It almost seemed pointless. Because if you're sitting beside him and y'all chopping it up, then at the end of toward the end of the show, you can't turn around and then be just like, oh, well, what's your issue with black women? But he's getting along with you right now. He getting along with you right now. He's showing he can. Hey, Lonnie, that's 10 toes down thing. Talk black to me. No, that's what's that lady name? What's that lady name with the hair? The hair. She always put in her hair like that. Didn't you say this earlier? You know how you gotta regurgitate things, man. You know, you gotta put it in different, you know what I'm saying? Put it in different things. Myron and Fresh do use alcohol as a friction between the guests to fuel their program. That's why people watch. Yeah, I mean, I've said Vicky Dillard. Thank you very much, Vicky Dillard. Yeah, Vicky Dillard. Yeah. That's her talk black to me thing. Yeah. So she say talk black to me, and 10 toes down says talk back to me or something. So it's kind of similar, whatever case may be. But I appreciate y'all rocking out with me, man. I just was and I appreciate the donations too. I just really wanted to have a conversation to me. How could she have been the cock blocker if she was the one who set it up? I don't know, me. I have no idea. Like, again, I wasn't there, you know. I wasn't there. I haven't heard a content creator or an interviewer really get into the depths of that. I haven't. You know what I'm saying? Her friend was the tag along. Here's what's so crazy about it. My thought process is if there's two females and one female is giving me play and the other is not giving me play, of course you're gonna lean towards the other one that was giving you play. But again, we wasn't there. And from my understanding, the friend has not done any interviews. So this is the two people that were involved in the incident going back saying X, Y, and Z. You got one person doing, you know, multiple interviews. I mean, the thought process, the only thing that you can really do, honestly, at this particular point, is go off the video. That's the only concrete thing, because now you see for yourself what happened versus someone giving you their perception of what happened. I think that's fair. I'm reading the comments. He smashed a friend and not her. Why? I have no idea. You know, I have no idea. I can't, so I don't even want to speak on that. If she was here and I was interviewing her, I definitely would ask certain things. Unless you were there, then you wouldn't know. Nice try. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't know. At me, exactly. She invited the friend she was supposed. But see, here's the thing. Y'all two ladies are worrying about something we're not worried about. We don't care if she was jealous. We're talking about the actions at Fresh and Fit, because none of us was at Tommy's house. Based on Tommy, that's his thing, that she was jealous. Based on her, she wasn't jealous. So the only people that really know are the people that were there. I mean, we don't care if she was jealous or not. You know what I'm saying? Lady Snoop, salute, Lady Snoop. I appreciate that, Lady Snoop. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I seen a lot of people. No problem with the typos, man. I understand. It's hard when you try. You know how y'all try to read, and it's like you missing a certain word. So it'd be like, y'all, how this go stop. Like it's not y'all know how this game go. But instead of reading that, it'd be like, y'all, how this stop playing. Huh? But I get it, man. You know, everybody has their point of view or whatever. I just feel like, you know, I watch a lot of these platforms and these interviewers, like, instead of people being so quick to run and interview someone, be fair and impartial. It's like it's a whole gang of people to say, yeah, let's point the finger. And the thought process is, when you do that, especially for people like me, it's like, well, what if somebody did that to you? What if somebody did that to your son or your daughter and said, well, let's all gang up on this particular person because of all the things that happen over here? My thought process, at some point in time, you got to say, let's look at the situation. Let's look at the situation and provide some detail. Because that means a lot of y'all wouldn't make good judges. A lot of y'all wouldn't make good lawyers because of how you, because of course, YouTube is the, look like about a party. Neighbors getting ready for a party. No, we getting ready. We getting ready for a party. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's a difference between YouTube justice and actual litigation, legal justice. There's always a difference. We kind of yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with Church Lady. What's going on? I definitely agree with that statement. We can agree to disagree. I don't think I've been disrespectful to nobody. I ain't call out no other, like, oh, you're down with this content creator. I didn't have to give them nicknames and that. Like, if there's going to be a standard, then let it be a standard. But the thing about it is, it be these same people in the comments. You'll sit back and you'll let this woman or this man disrespect this woman and this man and not say anything. But then you'll go to somebody else and be like, well, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be saying that. It's like, it's selective outrage. So instead of just being the man or woman that you say that you are, the definition should be simple. There should be zero tolerance for disrespect across the board. That's why it kills me when you say, well, he can't say the B word. Well, you say the B word. She can't say the B word, but you say the B word. So shouldn't there be a zero tolerance? Shouldn't we hold everybody to the same standard? That makes it easier. That means, oh, well, Joe Rogan, you can say it, but Tommy, you better not say it. Tommy can say it, but Joe Rogan better not say it. What if we just say nobody can say it? That means your children get looked at partial. You get looked at fair and impartial, because it's the same standard across the board. But I think that every channel you go to, everybody promotes a different standard. That to me is 100% correct. Everybody promotes a different standard. Ms. Curlin says, great conversation. All opinions are respected here with the Tough Love family. I totally agree with that. I appreciate me, Miss Lady, you know, all the people that's been very vocal, you know what I'm saying, with their comments that have been respectful. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. It to me, it promotes healthy dialogue and conversation, or whatever case may be. So I'm proud of us for being able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Proud of us. But look, I'm gonna give you guys we're about to hit that two-hour mark. I'm gonna give y'all a couple minutes to ask me some questions if you guys want to ask me some questions. I really wanted to talk about this Candace Owens situation with her talking about LeBron James and Cardi B. Chaotic Truth had a great panel last night where I kind of felt like, you know what I'm saying, there was some great dialogue going on that channel, and I really wanted to do that. And maybe I'll come back later and hold a panel for that. I don't know. I'm always respectful. I'm not blocked over here. Hey, unless somebody is out of control, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we block too many people. You know, and I make most of the people like Ralph right here. Hold on, Ralph. I've seen you a couple times or whatever, and I know that you guys are, interested in having a conversation. And Lonnie, let me help you out real quick too. There we go. So if you're interested in having a conversation, or calling each other names or whatever, then let's do it. And also for those people that say this real quick, if you type certain names in my chat, they're held for review. So if you don't see it pop right up, then they're held for review. So it's certain words, certain names, because this is not the bash somebody channel. Like y'all can go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? For that. This is not the bash somebody channel or whatever case may be. My bad, Lady Church. Got you. All right. So if I've seen you a couple times and you added to the conversation, hopefully I've already made you guys mods. I'm not charging anybody to be a mod over here, or putting on members only and stuff like that or whatever. I don't even know how to do that. And honestly, I'll be going from my phone, so I'm not sitting at my computer on my laptop or whatever. I wanted to see something because I thought, okay, I already did. I did that. To everybody that comes in to have a conversation, I appreciate y'all rocking with me like this, And again, this is I wish Chay means the best. I wish Tommy the best. I wish Kwame the best. All of these guys, I wish the best. You know what I'm saying? Males and females when I say guys, but I wish them the best. To me, it's not about malice, but I see a lot of things being done with malice, and it's disappointing. It's disheartening. We can't hold one man to a standard that we hold no other men to. We can't hold one woman to a standard that we hold no other women to. That's not fair. That's not fair to nobody. And I don't know why we cheer for that. Again, if somebody says something that you don't like, you got every right not to like it. Forget opinion and perspective. You got every right not to like it. But just because something happens to them personally, and it's like people that are getting physical harm or verbally abused or family getting attacked, it's like we're cheering for it. And I don't get that. I don't get it. And the same people that's cheering for it then turn around and try to tell us about the white man. But I see more channels dedicated towards hurting black people than white channels dedicated towards hurting black people. Don't shoot the messenger. If y'all got any questions for me, I'm here to answer some questions. I'll give y'all a couple more minutes. I never had one in my life who did. That was somebody else. If y'all have some questions for me, just put tough love X1 so I know it's for me. HBN boy says I'm tired of the rewarding of bad behavior. Me too. Great platform, tough love. Keep up the good work. Thanks for all of the points of view. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. As with that, Tara says, at Tough Love, do you feel like the blatant bias that is being shown by content creators are going to eventually turn subscribers off? What's so funny? I think as long as we value entertainment having to be negative, then people won't lose subscribers. As long as people think that what is happening with content creators is something that is an asset and a benefit to their life, then people won't lose subscribers. But the minute that people start sitting down saying, man, I really got something from that conversation, we didn't all disagree. When a content creator read my comment, he didn't curse me out. He didn't just automatically kick me out. The mods didn't automatically block me. I was able to be respectful. I was able to get respect. I didn't sit there and listen to a grown man start joking on another man with different names and talking about people's families and their job. He kept it on topic. I think that once we start adulting up, once we start caring about what we're listening to and where we're being seen at in people's chats and what's going on, I think that's when the algorithm will change and you'll start seeing more positivity than negativity. Great question. Y'all got another question for me? It says drop the mic. I don't see your Cash App on your page. Can you pin it? Miss Lady, can I say something to y'all real quick? I thank you for all the donations for today. Don't send me no more donations. Don't send me no more donations. I don't want them. Do me a favor. I'm going to tag Shay Means in this. I'm going to tag Tommy Sotomayor. Tag your favorite content creator and ask them to take the time to listen to this video. That's what you could do for me. That's my payment. That's my payment. To me, the message is more important than any type of financial gain. To me, I appreciate it though. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Once we get men and women to stop fighting one another verbally and physically and start sitting down saying we can agree to disagree, we win. We as a real people, we win. We set examples for not only our generation, but the generations to come. And they say it started right there. If I could be a part of that, bruh, you know what I'm saying? If I could be a part of that movement, yeah, definitely. Miss Lady said, send the cash app and get this gas money. I got a full tank of gas. I'm about to go get me something to eat right now. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. I'm a mod. Never blocked person yet. Have your opinion, but be respectful. Yeah, definitely. I'm okay. How are you? Feel okay? Somebody else. Man, I'm late. Sean, what's up? Have to watch it on a recap. Yeah, check it out, man. Salute. If you guys don't have any more questions for me, then I'm gonna get up out of here. If you guys don't have any more questions for me. Say gas money. I had a question earlier. Check it. Come on, man. I gotta scroll all the way back up there. Can you recopy it and put it down here, please? Golly. So I had a question earlier. You gotta scroll up. Come on, man. Yes, a message of these young women. Please don't put yourself in a situation where you can. That's what I'm talking about. Me. Matter of fact, that deserves to be read out loud. Hold on. Yes, a message to these young women. Please don't put yourself in a situation where you are not going to be valued and respected. There are other ways to promote yourselves. I totally agree with that. But I'm going to add on to that. Red Sun, salute. That goes for men and women. That goes for men and women. The same way that you should value yourself if you have a vagina. Right? You should value yourself if you have a penis. And I think that we need to do better jobs at encouraging one another versus trying to say, aha, let me one up you some type of way. There's a lot of messages out there that have a certain level of integrity, but it's surrounded by so much negativity. You only can glance at the good part. You only can glance at the good part. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to wait to an end of live to get the good part. The whole live is negative, but at the end, no, I think that we need to be consistent with what it is that we say. I went live today deliberately and specifically to reach out to these other people to say, man, we have to be fair and impartial with our conversations because we're sending messages that it's okay to hit women and it's okay to hit men. Everything that I saw, it was not fair and impartial. So it has to be something out there that brings people to the table and say, you're right, there should be a zero tolerance. There should be a zero tolerance. If we're not starting the conversation off with that, then it's already bias. Sending $20 and money has been a great platform. Thank you very much, man. Again, if you are a content creator, feel free. I see Refuse to Lose. If you are a content creator, feel free to drop your links in the chat. Feel free to, some people I get a chance to catch live and I try to share your lives to the community tab or whatever case to be, especially if it's something that I feel like my question is timing off. I rewrote it. Okay, I'm gonna go back up. The Art of Warfare. Hey, if y'all have not read The Art of War, you need to read it. That'll be a good read. Some people don't care how they get their 15 minutes and it's really sad and embarrassing. It is, Miss Curley. You're right. You're right. Sexy Slim says nobody wants to see black excellence, so they in here condoning this feminazi. Lord have mercy. Refuse to lose says that tough love put a platform together. I really would like to speak on so much it comes to. You're right, y'all. I be on the fly, y'all. I be on the fly. I really be on the fly, and I really do need to. I really don't want to set a schedule because of this next chapter in my life, and I don't want to put a schedule and then have I can change the schedule, case may be. I just think I'm trying to be as fair to you guys as possible, but just give me a second. Give me a second. We definitely will be doing platforms or whatever. I think it's important. A lot of you guys have something to say that people need to hear, and if this can be a platform for that, then great. Do you think rewarding bad behavior affects the okay, I think this the message. Do you think rewarding bad behavior affects the respect of the black community overall? Yes. Yes. I think Candace Owens has said a lot of shit that pissed me off, but it's some things that when someone, and that's why I said you got to be fair. She said that black people promote the worst of their race. They promote the worst of their race. We'll put a drug dealer over a teacher. We'll put a rapper over a father. We'll put a stripper over a mother. And not necessarily saying if you're a stripper, you're a bad person. What I'm saying is we value things that from the outside looking in are super counterproductive. We value those things. We applaud and cheer for those things. You know what? Somebody tried to make me feel bad for being a military veteran online, giving my perspective or giving constructive criticism. Like they literally sat there, dedicated a whole show to saying this guy thinks he's somebody because he was in the military. He's a military veteran. Don't nobody give a shit about no military. Okay. True, but that is our fault. When I was young, we looked up to lawyers, doctors. You know what's so funny? I don't think we should be looking up to lawyers and doctors and none of that. I think we should be able to look up to parents. Our parents should be the role models, the leaders, the providers and protectors. Your mom and your dad should be your first role model. Some people growing up in single parent households, so they should be your role model. They should be the person that you're looking up to. They should be promoting common sense. They should be promoting education and love languages and self-worth. They should be empowering you. But for some reason, the mark is missed. So now these children and adults are now venturing out trying to find anybody that will give them a sense of inspiration. Anybody that would say, hey, you know what? Let's just deflect all of our behavior, you know what I'm saying, and never reflect. You talk about empowerment to some of these people, and it's just like somebody pulled out a gun and is holding it to them, and they're like, I can't say anything positive, man. You just don't know. I can't say anything positive, bro. You just don't know. I can't do anything positive, bro. I would rather condemn you, tough love, than to support your message. I want you guys that's listening right now to listen to this, and I'm going to get up out of here. How many people in the chat room totally disagree with everything that I said in this comment section, this live right here? I just want to do something. If you totally disagree with what I said, please press 1. Even if you're a troll, you totally agree with everything I said. It made no sense. How dare you? You're, totally agree. Please press 1. What's that guy name that say press 1? What's the guy that say press 1? If you feel like I'm totally off base, I'm totally biased, press 1, please. I just want to see something real quick. Just curious. Big E. Kevin Gills. Thank you, Miss Lady. Miss Lady is on it. Let me send you a cash app so you can get some gas money. Thanks, Ghost. I appreciate it. Anybody feel like, hey, you know, bro, you just, you know, press one? I heard him say it a couple times. Like, this dude is high as hell. Press one. I just need y'all to press one for me if y'all feel like, you know, this way off. I know me was, you know, heavy in the comments. Miss Lady was heavy in the comments. I think we came to a certain level of understanding. But I just want to ask you guys, because this is my thought process. I don't understand how another content creator could look at what's happening right now and be like, that's bad. You understand what I'm saying? I don't, that's bad. I don't get it. Not if you're a man and not if you're a woman, because we all come from different walks of life. We all come from different walks of life. We all have different experiences. But the thought process is, if you have someone that can bring these people together and say, let's have the real conversation without disrespecting people, calling names, bringing people's family into situations, man, I think that's a powerful thing. I think it's a powerful thing. Thank you, Miss Lady. I appreciate that. Healthy dialogue. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I know that you guys want to go enjoy your Sunday. I got an ice cream date. I promised somebody an ice cream cone, so I gotta go get this ice cream cone. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get something to eat first before I come back and get this ice cream. But I appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys. You know, it's just a little bit more than donations for me. You know what I'm saying? I really want to put something out there where people can sit back and be like, man, I got something out of that. And even the people that disagree with him, you know, he was able to, you know, it's not about nobody being wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's not about nobody being wrong. And I think a lot of times it's like, you know, it's like I have to put myself above you. And I'm going to tell you, man, you know, you guys represent a lot of good people. You represent a lot of good people. People who've been through some stuff, people who have some knowledge. And I don't believe that you need to have a channel just to promote your voice. You should have a voice inside the comment section, and whoever that content creator should be able to talk to you like you have common sense. It's not about disrespecting you and jokes and other nonsense. It's about having a realistic, healthy dialogue. So I'm hoping that I'm practicing what I preach. And for any time that you feel like I'm not, you know, feel free to reach out. I'll make sure that I drop my email down in the comments for anybody that want to have a conversation. I've been getting a lot of emails, you know, about certain topics and certain things that they want me to check out, certain links and stuff like that or whatever. Do me a favor though. For those people that don't want to understand what it is that tough love is trying to do, and promote rhetoric and narratives that promote division between men and women, or division between men and communities and women, I'm not interested in them. I'm not interested in them. Not interested in them. A lot of these content creators are on here to make a buck and will do anything to make that buck. We're not in the same lane. We're doing something totally different. Until next time, peace. I appreciate y'all.